Alright, so this was a video I wanted to kind of do of just kind of introducing myself because, like I said, I haven't been able to do that yet. Of just sit here and just pretty much make a video about myself. I kind of wanted to do one of these videos like more whenever I started, but I kind of figured that anyone that would have came across that video, they really wouldn't have really cared. Um, Now that I'm back, want to get a little bit more known, things like that. It'd be nice for people to more know about me. So I figured I'd make this for people to more get to know me, I guess, and to kind of see why it is that I play so much during the day. So first thing is that I've had chronic insomnia ever since I was a senior in high school. Now, that was not very fun. I'll state that right now. When I got chronic insomnia, um, it just creeped up on me. Like I was a pretty good kid in school. Um, like I was doing completely fine my senior year. I was getting A's and B's in all my classes. All of a sudden, though, I think it was like my first semester. I ended up. It was like in November. It was almost the ending of the first semester, and all of a sudden, I ended up getting chronic insomnia. Now, for the people that don't know what that is, it's a sleeping disorder. Usually, it makes it to where either A, you're not tired at all, to where you could stay up for 48 hours or even longer. Because trust me, I've stayed up for um, about pretty much a whole week, like straight, no sleep whatsoever. Now, the thing is with it though is some people can say like, oh, that's fun. It's not at all. Especially when you're in school. Now, another thing is the fact that I I ended up getting kicked out of school because of not going to school. The reason why I wasn't going to school is because of my chronic insomnia. And because of it, I wasn't able to go to school because whenever I'd be going to sleep is whenever I was supposed to be going to school. So my sleeping completely got messed up. I was literally only getting anywhere between like 1 to 4 hours of sleep if I was lucky. And whenever I would, whenever I had tried going to school and stuff, like without any sleep, I wouldn't even do any work because I was literally so out of it um, from not having sleep and whatnot, to where I wasn't even wanting to do my work. And if I did my work, I was starting to fail my work. So more and more as it progressed, though, the more and more I just didn't even go to school because I was so worn out. And by the time I was supposed to be going to school, I was wanting to go to bed. So I ended up getting kicked out of school, and I kind of thought at first my high school was just gonna literally just drop me out of school and not help me whatsoever. But I was able to graduate high school. It was through a home program, and a lot of kids, I guess you could say, would probably say like, "Oh, that would be awesome to do." But I ended up getting a laptop that was given to me from a teacher that they do a schooling where it's all done on the computer. Now, while doing this program, though, um, I had loved it because I was playing RuneScape while I was able to do my work. So, that made it a hell of a lot more fun for sure. But whenever, like, whenever I was done with that, at first, they said I was done and I was going to actually graduate with my class, which is class of 2012. Um, well, it's supposed to be 2000 and I think it was supposed to be yeah. So I was supposed to graduate in 2010, but instead I ended up graduating in the years of 2011, 2012. Which, well, it was 2011 is when I actually had technically graduated. But they put me as 2011, 2012, even though I did graduate in 2011. Now, the thing that did annoy me about that though is the fact that I didn't get to graduate with my class. You know, and I'm not in the yearbook with my class, nothing like that, because I wasn't there for the yearbook pictures, since I was having my chronic insomnia. One of the days I did actually go to school, it was actually the pictures for the senior yearbook. One of the days I'd actually went, there was the pictures were being taken that day, but it was like we were supposed to be there early, and of course I had no idea. So I completely missed out on being in the yearbook, so that's not a very fun thing to know. But moving on a little bit more off of that, well, with I guess I can kind of sum it up with the fact of having chronic insomnia. For one, I'm up like very unnormal. I would probably say I have the same schedule as if I was someone that probably lived in like, what is it? I guess you, well, no. I'm trying to think of who. There was someone else I remember always talking to. I can't remember where he lived. Oh, I want to say Australia. I'm awake as someone is that lives in Australia. I think. Because, like, right now for me, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, I want to say in Australia, it's like 9 hours ahead or something like that. I can't remember. Actually, I think it's more than that because I can't remember right now I can't really remember, but I'm pretty sure it was like pretty much I'm awake whenever people in Australia are normally awake and stuff. Like, cause I wake up here my time at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's usually when I wake up, 2 to 3 in the afternoon, and that's when I'm awake. And I don't end up going to bed usually until anywhere from 8:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm awake for a while, and now I have been able to control it. I've had insomnia now for like 4 years. Yeah, about 4 years, because I got it when I was 17 years old. So yeah, 4 years I've had chronic insomnia, and I've been able to kind of cut it down a bit on like the fact of getting a little bit more sleep. There was a period of time where I actually was able to keep it under, like I actually was able to keep it in control, and I was able to get my 8 hours of sleep, but that didn't last long. It lasted for maybe about 2 or 3 months, I think, maybe 4. I thought I was actually going to have it go away, because I thought maybe I was controlling it, but I was very wrong. Having 5 hours of sleep, though, that is nice. Now, if I'm able to go to sleep at 9 and actually go to sleep, usually I wake up at 2. So, but most of the time, if I go to sleep at, like, if I'm actually going to sleep at 9 o'clock, like going to check my bed and all that, and put it together and everything and whatnot, I'm pretty much not in bed until usually around 9:30, and probably not asleep until 10. So that's usually what ends up happening. I go to sleep at 10 and wake up at 3. And, a lot of people could say, like, oh, well, that's not a very good thing to do. I understand that. Obviously, I know it's not. Now, another thing I want to go over, actually, I'm going to have to make this 2 different parts. It will be one video, but I'm going to have to make this 2 parts. So give me 1 second. Okay, so now on to the other main thing I have. Now, people can say like, "Oh, it's a joke and it's nothing real. It's just in your head." Anyone can say that until you actually experience it. Now, one of the things I have is the name of it is agoraphobia. I think I pronounced that right. Um, Now, a lot of people would probably go with like, "Oh, that means you're afraid of like guts and blood and stuff like that." No, it's not. Agoraphobia is actually an phobia of leaving your house. Now, I know that sounds very strange. Now, one thing that's really weird though is I don't know how I got agoraphobia. I have no idea how I have it. Um, I got diagnosed from it by my doctor and all that. Um, Now, the interesting part, though, is what he had said is the way most people get it is something dramatic happening in your life that's outside of your household. Usually, it's like being like in someone's house and um, maybe something bad happened in the household. Maybe you saw someone getting killed in that household, or um, so something along those lines. It's got to be something tragic. Usually something that happens to your family. That's usually what was said. Now, I don't really like to talk about it. The thing is, though, is that what pretty much I go with of why I have it. Now, I don't know, like, no one's been able to prove this because this doesn't happen too often, but where I live, there's a bed bug infestation happening, and unluckily enough, it's in the household I live in. Now, bed bugs, when I was a kid, I always thought bed bugs was just like I guess, something that was fake. It was, it was just something that parents said to kids before they went to sleep. It was, what was the saying? Um, it was like night night, don't let the bed bugs bite, something like that. I remember that pretty much almost every night before I went to bed. So I never really thought like bed bugs was a real thing at all. Well, I was very wrong. Bed bugs are a real thing, and their name pretty much is true. That's where they start, but they go a lot more than just a bed. A lot more. Basically, anything that's wood, anything that's a chair that's made out of wood or has like foam in it. Mainly wood, though. They love wood. Anything that's wood, they are attached. So pretty much our whole household obviously has them. They're basically, I guess you could say they're kind of like termites, but they don't destroy your wood. What they do is they destroy the people that are inside of it. Now, kind of on what bed bugs can do is when they bite you so many times. Now, for one, when they just bite you in general, it itches, kind of like a mosquito bite, and it looks like one too. Now, the annoying part is, though, is that when you get bit by so many, you actually get a, like, sort of kind of a disease, but it's not a disease. It goes away over time if you can have the bed bugs not bite you as much. It'll go away, and that's one of the things I actually have right now, but it's not really that bad. I mean, it just really, for me, all it does is it just kind of makes me a little bit sleepy in the middle of the day, which is really awkward for saying I do have chronic insomnia, but it doesn't faze me as much because of having chronic insomnia, I think. I might be wrong on that, but because most people, from what I've looked up, they usually sleep like 4 or 5 hours in the middle of the day because of this fatiguedness that you have. Now, for me, I usually just fall asleep for like an hour or two. And that's usually, it happens usually at a really great time. It happens usually when I'm not playing with anybody online. If anything, I'm usually on Soulsplit, probably not talking to anybody. And And if I do start, like, if I realize I'm falling asleep, because thing is you get, it's a fatigueness where you don't even realize you're falling asleep. Which, it's kind of interesting, I have to say. It feels like, something is wrong with you. It really does. But I'm going to move on from that. Now, on to more of the agoraphobia, though. The thing with that is not being able to leave my house. Now, most people would think, with having chronic insomnia, but like, oh, well, you would definitely have a job, especially if you're awake for 19 hours of the day. No, I wish I could. With having agoraphobia, I really can't have a job. So, pretty much that's why I've pretty much just stuck with doing YouTube. I'm really not caring to make money off of it. I would more just love to do it for entertainment, because like I've said before, I've always enjoyed making videos. I had tried making videos, I remember when I was a kid, and I never understood it, so I didn't even bother with it. Now, I've been around computers ever since I was a little kid, like 5-6 years old. I've been around computers. Like, I built my first computer when I was 6, and sold it when I was 7. So yeah, I've been around computers for a while. Like, pretty much that's what my family revolves around. At least the family from on my dad's side, they're all into computers. Because my aunt, she's a developer for like 7 different companies, and she writes all these programs in like 7 or 8 different languages. She's smart as could be and makes lots of money. Now, one of the things, though, is that with the things that I have, the 2 things, basically, I'm awake for almost the whole day with nothing to do besides stay in my house. Some people could say that that sucks. It's like being on house arrest, if you will. But I kind of drown it out, I guess, by having my games. Like, I play on the Xbox 360, and have a computer. This computer, it's not the greatest, so I can't really play the games I wish I could. But I can at least get by with what I enjoy. I've played RuneScape now for going on 13 years now. I've played ever since Classic. Off and on, not of course straight. But it's surprising to say that I've played this game ever since I was 8 years old. It's pretty surprising to say that. Now, the thing about this game, though, and the reason why I've always stayed, is because it's always had something unique. No other game has anything like RuneScape. There's not, 20 or 25 skills. I can't remember how many skills there is now, but the amount of skills there in the game, you don't find a game like that. There's games that they have skills, but nothing compared to RuneScape. And just the nostalgic is what I love. So when this 2006 scape actually does finally come around, I might start doing videos more on that. Maybe. I might. I was thinking about that earlier. Sorry. Now, I'm not too sure on if I want to really focus on that or continue to focus on this. Because, I would love to get a max cape on here. Because that was my goal in actual RuneScape, was to get a max cape. But after all the changes that have gone through, and they made the game basically where you could just AFK the game, and pretty much I honestly started calling it AFK-scape, because literally that's what you could do on the whole game. Debating on if I want to do another part to this, but I don't know. I think I will. So give me a second here. Alright. Well, I think this one might be more a little bit about RuneScape, a bit more maybe. Not too sure on that, but really on my, I guess, like, about me, I guess the other things I'll say is that I live in the United States, obviously. Now, um, I am married. That's another thing. I've almost, I've almost been with her for 5 years, almost 5 years, and we've been married for almost a year. Um, if you want to know my age, I just turned 21 last month. Um, my wife's age is 23. Um, I don't really know much else about me to talk about. Um, I mean, really, with, like I said, with my chronic insomnia and agoraphobia, it pretty much bounds me to my house. So, I can make these podcast things and all that. I can easily make one of those a day. And basically, that's what I'm treating this as. I know it's going to be a long introduction, but I wanted to get this off my chest for sure. Share this with anybody that watches my channel, because I've seen other channels. I've obviously watched a lot of YouTube. And like if there was actually a thing that showed you how many videos you've watched, oh God, I don't even want to know. But the thing is, though, is you don't really see too many people that do an introduction, and if they do an introduction, you don't see like a thorough introduction. A lot of times you'll see introductions of people that they have like 250,000 or 500,000 subscribers, and they have their mom like sit next to them or something. I've seen plenty of those. To me, though, if you're gonna do an introduction about yourself, do it alone. Do it, by yourself, and basically kind of tell your life story. Not really, but when you have your mother next to you, yeah, I guess, everything that gets said could be a little bit, something you don't want to have shared or something along those lines. So, I think it's better just to, if you're going to do an introduction video, you do it by yourself, and you pretty much go over some of the base things of, like, what got you where you are and things like that and whatnot. So, with really me, I've pretty much said of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Now, you would probably think, though, if I have that much time during the day, that I would probably be, like max level on here already. Already have a 99 or something on a skill. But at the same time, like I said, I also play on my Xbox. I like playing with my friends and stuff and all that. One of the things is that whenever I'm playing this, I'm not always playing it. If I'm logged in, it doesn't always mean I'm doing something on the game. I mean, for one, like, another weird thing kind of that I have is whenever I eat food, I have to have something distract me, and it can't be a game, because if it's a game, the game has my full attention. So, I can't be playing a game and eating. That just doesn't work. Unless I'm like, unless I'm doing maybe a skill that requires very little clicking and it's semi-AFKable. Like, maybe if I was like wood cutting, or if I was like fletching or something. Maybe along those lines, maybe I could do that. But most times I have to watch a video. So there'll be times where at least like 3 to 4, I'd say 3 to 4 hours out of the day, I'm pretty much watching videos on YouTube, if not a little bit longer. Now, sometimes what I try to do, though, is watch videos and play at the same time. Now, recently, though, all I've been doing is one thing, which is Slayer and training strength. So that's going really slow. Even with this, bonus XP and whatnot, it still goes a little bit slow. I mean, it's still fast, yeah. I mean, I won't lie on that, but I'm still kind of wondering on when they're gonna stop the bonus XP, to be honest. I mainly just want to know because I want to know if I need to go grind my other skills that are low level, or if I should just keep doing what I'm doing and just get 99 strength, because I'm already 97. So I possibly could do that. Now, one thing I had talked about in another video, though, was talking about the levels for Slayer for Abyssal Demons. And I actually went and randomly killed them after being done with the Slayer task, just to go see if I could. I went up to the top floor of the Slayer Tower and attacked one, and it allowed me to kill it. I think I killed about 5. Didn't get anything, obviously. Some charms, but maybe what I could do, though, with Abyssal Demons, though, is they're semi an AFK-able mob, I guess. But there's my 97 strength right now and 75 Slayer at the moment. And if you saw before, at the beginning of this, it said 175 fever, the fever spiders, whatever the fuck they are. The thing is, though, with those, is they're easy to kill, and I hate that they don't have any drops, but, they are a spider. It makes sense that they don't have a drop, but, because, I remember killing, I think it was the jungle spiders, or whatever dropped the spider carcasses, I think. That's all I remember they dropped, was, only the spider carcasses things. I think that's what they was, jungle spiders, something like that. Yeah, of course that was in the real game. I kind of want to talk about the actual game of RuneScape. Knowing that they're making an old version, it kind of does make me want to go back, for sure. Though, if Soulsplit, though, is going to make their 06cape, I'll probably play that. Because I'm going to guess what the way Soulsplit's going to do it is you're going to be able to do member things and wear member things without paying. There'll probably only be, well, at least I'm going to hope, there's only going to be the only member benefits you're going to get is maybe better XP and maybe a different shop you could buy things from, and maybe different areas to go kill stuff, but maybe that being it, kind of like it is on here. I don't think there's anything that, besides the Shadow Sword, but, as long as you can wear, the dragon stuff in the old, and, pretty much, wear everything that's in the game itself, as long as you can, get those things and wear it, without having to pay, then, yeah, I'll definitely probably play this. Now, if RuneScape does get enough votes, and it's only $5 a month, if it is only $5 a month, I might try to play that. Now, it also depends on if Soulsplit's going to be a complete legit, if there's going to be no custom shops, not meaning custom items, I'm just saying a custom shop where it sells things that you normally wouldn't see that could be sold back in those times in the shop. Normally it would be you have to go grind on a monster to get that drop. So if they have shops that are, custom where you can buy things easier, definitely I'll be playing that, because that'll just make it easier to play it and make it more enjoyable and less grindy. So, and that's one of the things I've always enjoyed about private servers, is they make the game less grindy. And RuneScape's always going to be grindy. I mean, no matter what. Even if you're playing a private server, it's still going to be grindy, just not as bad. But I think I'm done rambling on all about all this stuff. Now that you kind of get more of an idea of why I'm doing this and why I play so much, I guess, there's your answer. Like I said, I'll be making other videos that are going to be this long, so if you enjoy, go ahead and leave me a like, a comment on to make more. See you then. Bye.